Hey, Jim Parquet here with VPX Baseball, and today I'm going to talk to you about our launch angle drill, right? Now, it's such a hot topic and there's a lot that goes into it, but I want you guys to kind of start to play with this, right? So I've got two baseballs here with two tees, right? And what you can see is one is just a little higher than the other. And basically what we do is we take one of these plates, we put it so it's about even, then we're going to take this other one and put it on top so it supports. We want it out front a little, right? Okay, and ultimately speaking, with the one that's just a little, I mean, we're talking just a tiny bit, you can eyeball it, right? But what we're trying to create is, obviously on our launch angle, and check out all of our other videos on launch angles and how they work and correlate into your swing, what they actually are. But this back area here is to set your launch angle up, it's to create it. But when you want to actually hit the ball, because this ball right here, we want to hit it about right in there, we should be pretty flat. We shouldn't be going on an upper level, right? On an upper. We should create most of that angle, whether it's down or up or whatever it might be that you're trying to accomplish back in here. But when we get here forward, we should be pretty flat or maybe a slight incline, right? Which is what we have. And you can start to play with it, right? So you can take this one and move it up, move it down, kind of whatever. But these are in perfect line. We can also go this way and that way, right? So if we're working this way or we're working that way, obviously we can move these inside or whatever. But I'm gonna start, I got the VPX harness on, okay? A lot of guys start with it unclipped, bam, they're right in here, right? Unclipped being just clipped in, that way you can swing and these things won't fly around, and then that way you don't have to take it off, put it back on, you just unclip. And within like about maybe 10 seconds, right? Clip in. Ready to rock, okay? So I've got a cone here for my back foot, and we're just gonna work this, right? And you could do it in steps, right? You can do a separation, hold, and then go, right? I'm gonna kind of break it down for you. One right here, separate, and then I'm gonna create, right? So as I go, back heel into the ground, I'm gonna create my launch angle right here for that. I'm gonna set my barrel up in the zone for it, and then obviously I wanna smash through it. This first one you usually hit pretty good. The second one, if you're doing this right, for the most part will kind of either pop up, okay, or be hit properly because this one's gonna hit. Now if it just gets barreled down into the ground, usually you're coming down and you don't have the proper launch angle, right? Now this harness is gonna keep me stacked. If I become unstacked in any way, right, premature hip rotation, I don't get my front foot in the ground, no heel connection, go at it with my top half, lazy hips, all those bad things. This will pull my back heel off the ground. If I stay stacked all the way through, connected, boom, 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 I don't feel the bungees, and that's what I'm looking for, right? So let's see if we can do this. We're gonna be right here. That's the $10 million pitch. It's where I wanna do damage on that first one. Second one is just keeping my barrel there longer. So I'm gonna go one, create my launch, and notice, I'm not doing it like this where I'm coming up. If I come up, I'm feeling the bungees, right? So I'm gonna stay stacked, boom. I'm gonna get here, still closed off, and then from this position, I'm gonna just flip. And I'm gonna try to align this barrel so that I'm working that angle, right? So I'm gonna go one, boom, create the angle, and then I'm just gonna flip, okay? So I came down too much on that, right? And that's not what I want, obviously. That's why that first one kind of got underneath. So I think I probably have to get that up a little right there. Okay? One, create, a little better. Instead of it going down, it kind of went out a little more. Okay? Let's just keep going on this and keep working. Now watch what happens if I stay stacked or behind the ball longer. One, create, and stay behind it longer. Okay? Now I got underneath that just to really show you and exaggerate it, but what happened was I matched the launch angle that I'm trying to create a little better, right? So let's see if I can put it into full form here for you. Make sure that these are aligned pretty good. That's kind of key, okay? And we'll go here. I'm just gonna stay stacked. There it is. Line drive and good. Line drive. This one a little lower, that one pretty solid, right? And so that would be kind of right there, right? I don't really recommend you moving this back too much, okay? Because launch angle is really about optimizing where your barrel gets in the zone and cuts the zone for those different pitches. If you want to work it in, you can. But same thing. If I become unstacked, I can't do it, right? I'm going to get unstacked a little here. Right? As you can see, not very good, right? That kind of hitter, we don't want him in the lineup. Not at all, okay? We say if I stay stacked through it, right? And again, you can be phase specific if you want, right? You can be phase specific, 1, 2, and go, or you can just go. I'm just going to go on it right here. Pretty good. Even though that ball is on the ground, it got out maybe about, I don't know, 30 feet, which is good enough, okay? I feel good about that. Now, I can do a variation, right? So I can get this out here more. So I'm working this portion of it, right? So I'm gonna move up a little, and that's that outer, and I'm bringing it a little deeper, and I'm working more towards the shortstop, right? Second base to shortstop. Same thing, but stay stacked. Don't go at it this way. If you do, you'll feel this, which isn't good. As long as I stay away and I use my hands here, I should be able to get all of that, right? 1, create, and then prepare and go, right? Put it all together. Bad, very bad. I felt myself get out front on that and this thing pulling up, right? So let's get back at it again. We'll get here, try to create that better, right? Bring that a little deeper, and let's see what I can do with this. Feel good about that? Yeah, the ball, the first one went up because I'm a little underneath it, but the second one was pretty solid, right? Let's see if I stay stacked even longer, right? I'm gonna really try to stay stacked here, okay? Stay stacked completely and stay away from the ball. There it is. That felt good. That first ball went just a little left of that shortstop. Second one kind of went right there. Pretty solid, okay? So, not perfect, but you get the idea of how you can play with this, right? So you can bring it on the inside and work this way, bring it out front right here. It's kind of a standard T drill, but the key is making sure that these things, you're playing with these so you can kind of find that right angle so that you can start to really work. Now, here's the thing, okay? Launch angle is not something where you are just going to take this into the game, okay? But what it's doing is it's basically training you to slot, keep that back heel on the ground, and prepare the barrel for power through the zone, okay? Obviously, we know that this guy right here that's coming down, more ground balls, not as good, right? So it gets you to be here, but a lot of guys, what they'll do is this, okay? If I do this, I feel the bungees, not good. This is not working proper hitting because all you're doing is barrel active, barrel drag. What we want to do is we want to learn how to prepare our barrel and our swing for that proper launch angle. You're not going to pick it out of thin air and go, okay, that ball's right out here and I'm going to use this 11.2 launch angle. That doesn't happen, okay? And anyone who's teaching that is teaching it wrong, very wrong, okay? But what we would do on this pitch is go, okay, this pitch right here, I want to do damage with this, right? And I've trained the last week, the last month, the last year to really keep my barrel in the zone and do damage up the middle, maybe more towards second, maybe towards short more. It's up to you what you want. I say, you know, big league guys are going to work second to second baseman a little on this with a, if I'm in a hitter's count, if this pitch is thrown in a pitcher's count, it's going to move towards the oppo side, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not going to go, okay, 11.2, here I go. No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, I want to stay in the zone long with my barrel. I want to be in the zone a long time, and that essentially is how you create good launch angles and execute good launch angles. Not the angle that you're trying to be 11.2 or whatever it might be, but a good launch angle that correlates with this type of pitch and that count so that you could do damage. And we all know damage is not a single, right? Damage isn't log jams. The damage is like, hey, if a pitcher makes a mistake, you make him pay. Not by a little single, but by a double, triple, by a home run, by one off the wall, or by you swinging out of your gourd, missing it by a little, but that pitcher's like, ooh, thank God he didn't hit that one, right? So again, don't misinterpret launch angles. Launch angles should not directly be trained in the degrees. You should train to be able to get into a position, so that you can slot proper, keep your barrel, you keep your back heel and your hips behind the ball, and then prepare your barrel and your hands to create a good launch angle. What you're creating don't matter about the degrees as long as you're staying flat, right? Great hitters from Babe Ruth to Bryce Harper say the same thing. I want to keep my barrel in the zone as long as I can. In every swing, I'm just trying to keep it there as long as I can, as long as I can. That's getting good launch angle, launch path, cutting the strike zone properly, and doing damage on pitches where pitchers make mistakes, right? That's what impact hitters do, and hopefully you like this one and check out our other videos. Got a full line of products for you on our website to get you to the big leagues.